Hey, this is Matt once again. What about another video? This is not a paid request except for Vonte. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, re-reviews, reviews, whatever, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for the 2005 film Elektra, which Jennifer Garner had been in Daredevil as the character. Even though she had died, there was a clue that she was still alive, where Matt Murdock, Ben Affleck's character, found that little thing at the end that showcased she was alive. And this is a film that has always been hated, and it deserves it. This is coming from a guy that really likes the 2003 Daredevil. This is a guy that defends the 2003 Daredevil, especially the director's cut. And while it is a flawed film, some of the CGI does not hold up at all. I still think Ben Affleck and Colin Farrell and Michael Clark Duncan, I think a lot of people did a great job in that. I think the director's cut showcased better action scenes, awesome soundtrack, and again, elements of Spider-Man with the romance, elements of other films like The Crow with the fire on the ground with the symbol instead of a crow is DD Daredevil. It's not a perfect film, but I do think it's an underrated film. I don't think it's as bad as people make it out to be, especially the director's cut. I do think it's a pretty damn solid movie in terms of superhero films. This was always one of the worst ones out there. It still is. I can't. As much as I don't like the recent Marvel films and superhero films, other than a few exceptions, I can't even go, well, Elektra's better. No, Elektra's the same bit of bad business. This felt like more of a commitment than a desire to make this movie. Meaning, they pushed it, they went as fast as they could, try to capitalize on Daredevil, try to capitalize on other superhero films like Spider-Man, X-Men, and you could tell that there's no story, there was no desire, there was no passion. It was just fulfilling a commitment. Jennifer Garner didn't want to do the film, but she had a contract where she had to do the film. Ben Affleck did a cameo, but they cut it out. So you don't really get much of any link between it and Daredevil. There's not in many moments where she thinks of Matt Murdock or any of the sort. I don't know much of Elektra in the comics, so how much they butchered or didn't butcher it, I don't know for certain. Jennifer Garner is a lady who's very pretty. I don't think she's that top-notch of an actress. There are films she does fine in. The Kingdom, I liked with Jamie Foxx. She did fine in that. The Kingdom, that's a film from Peter Berg that I think is one of his more underrated ones. And Jennifer Garner's in that. But you look at her track record, whether it be Peppermint, which was really lame, whether it be this film, unless maybe a romantic comedy you could maybe like her in, but this, I didn't watch Alias, the TV show, did not watch Alias, can't comment on that. I thought she was kind of one of the weaker parts of Daredevil, acting-wise. I mean, she did better there than here, and I could deal with her in Daredevil, but it wasn't my favorite thing of Daredevil, if that makes sense. I could deal with it. I could actually say I could be fine with it, but it wasn't my primary. That's probably one of the reasons why I like the director's cut more, because it's more about Matt Murdock as a lawyer and as Daredevil and less of a love story. But this, there are many times where I felt, did she take some kind of pills just to render her as emotionless as possible? Although it's very pretty. And the story's just nothing. The direction by Rob Bowman. This is a guy that worked on the X-Files quite a few episodes. He's a better TV director than feature film director. Now, he directed the first X-Files movie, which I like. I like the first X-Files movie. But he's not. When you look at Reign of Fire, the Matthew McConaughey, Christian Bale, which should be awesome. I mean, you got those two fighting dragons in the modern era. That seems badass. And he made a kind of a boring movie somehow with military guys fighting dragons in modern time, with Matthew McConaughey going apeshit. Again, how the hell do you make a movie that's kind of boring? That takes some skill. And it's just, he's not a director that is a great, energetic filmmaker. He's not a Rennie Harlan. He's not a John McTiernan. He's not any of those guys. He's a serviceable director at best that works, like I said, better on TV than in feature films. And the story is just as blasé and pedestrian as it is, as you could get, as you could think of, where she, by brief upon brief flashes, we see she was brought back to life. How she's brought back to life, you just can. You're just able to do it. It seemed really simple and really easy. There's even a point that she dies again in the movie, and she gets brought back very easily. So where is the threat? If characters, as I tip my damn desk in frustration, where's the threat when your character could just come back to life just willy-nilly, just fine and dandy? Where's the threat? Where's the suspense? And they barely implement on how that all works. It just does. They kind of say it, but it's like... And I don't know if that's in the comics. If it is, okay. I don't know. For those who know much more about the character of the comics, I know there are a point that she died and brought back, but it seems very easy in this movie to do that. So she's an assassin again. She kills a few people, including, was it Jason Isaacs? I recognize the actor. He was in Event Horizon. He was in a few other movies. I think he was in Soldier? I think he was in Soldier or Caruso. I could be wrong. But he's an actor I recognize. He's a target. She kills him. She's on a new job. And she meets this girl named Abby and her dad. And these characters blew Dante dick. They blew. They blew dog for quarters, nickels, and dimes. Abby is irritating. She's irresponsible. She's a bit of a bitch. With just... She busts into Elektra's home that she's staying at, waiting for info. And she just busts in and steals stuff. She busts in, she's stealing stuff, this and that. And then, understandably so, Elektra tells the dad. And then Abby's like, you didn't have to tell my dad that I broke into your home. That's not cool. I'm like, fuck you, you little turd burglar. You went in, you little twat waffle. You piss up a rope and off a banister. You went into someone's home, you broke into someone's place, tried to steal the stuff as if it's no big deal. Kiss my grits, kiss my ass. And the dad, did the dad have a soul? Did Shane's son, because Shane's son is in this movie, Terry Hayayuki Tagawa is in this movie, playing our bad guy's father, in a nothing role. He's in for like 3 scenes. He's in like the same room. Probably shot on the same day. Pretty much just ahead of the council, which is the Hand. These ninjas. And tells his son, make me proud. If you succeed, I'll step aside. You'll be the new head of this clan. But Teriyuki Tagawa, then Shane's son from the original Mortal Kombat movie from the 90s. He was in Shodan Low Tokyo, the bad guy in that with Dolph Lundgren. Been a lot of his stuff. But this father, it's like his soul got sucked out because he has a lack of emotion, lack of presence, blasé, blank, wooden. And we're somehow supposed to buy that because she was invited to the family dinner, and 1 or 2 scenes after, then they kiss. Like, where did this come from? Why are you such in love with this guy? Why do you not remember Matt Murdock? Why do you not mention him? Why are you so in love with this guy after like 5 minutes of knowing him? What the hell? And then she finds out that her target is the father, along with the daughter. She refuses. Now, again, if you incorporate more Daredevil into this, where maybe she remembers Daredevil, Matt Murdock's philosophy, or something that he taught her about being more of a human being, or something to that effect, maybe that would work better for her not wanting to be a murderer, a killer. But no, none of that's implemented, so it feels a bit false. But whatever. So she decides to help him out because other bad guys are coming. She kills a couple ninjas. There's a bit with slow-mo, then the slow-mo feels like it takes forever, that she jams a sigh into the roof. She throws a sigh into a guy's hand. As much as you can get away with in PG-13, that is. And, of course, when I think of the hand, I'm a big Ninja Turtles fan, and for those who don't know, one of the inspirations of Ninja Turtles was Daredevil. That maybe the thing that made him blind is also what turned the turtles into the same ooze that made them who they were. And instead of Stick, who is the teacher of Daredevil, you have Splinter. Instead of the hand and the Ninja Turtles, you have the foot. So I don't know, just one of those things maybe think of. Even though I know Daredevil and stuff came first. It's just the way the story is told. It's blasé. It's pedestrian. You've seen all this stuff before. The action scenes do little to invigorate you. I mean, what? Like the CGI is over. As a guy who's a fan of Daredevil, even I say that CGI kind of sucks. CGI here isn't much better. When ninjas die, they turn to a puff of CGI smoke. When this team of assassins try to kill her, and you find out, spoilers, that they want the little girl, Abby, because she's what they call the treasure, a martial arts prodigy, kind of like how Elektra was when she was young. So they want her to force her to be part of their clan. And the team sent in is the guy who's the son of Teriyuki Tagawa's character, Bob Sapp, big black guy from MMA, who I guess is indestructible. I guess. I say I guess because a sai won't stab him, but if a tree falls on him, then it's done. That's why I'm like, so if he... Because there's a point in the woods where literally she stabs him with a sai and the sai breaks. Thunk. So a sai can't stab him, but if a tree slowly lands on him, then he's destroyed. Explain that to me, I don't know. Which is funny because the way he dies, he kills himself. He's chasing Elektra, throws his hammer or axe or whatever. She dodges because it hits the tree. Then, as the tree's already fallen, she just climbs up on it. And the tree, Bob Sapp doesn't always do it. Imagine the tree's here. There's Bob Sapp. Chasing the girl, decides, thankfully, get over here. Boom. So Bob Sapp ends up killing himself accidentally. Elektra didn't do anything other than avoid the hit. When she's climbing on the tree, it's not like she's directing the tree to go left and right. It's just she's climbing on as it's falling. And yeah, I don't know how that gets rid of the guy, but not a sigh, whatever. You have another guy whose tattoos come to life. And maybe that could be an interesting idea, but the ways to implement it and the CGI, how wanty it looks, this doesn't help. It doesn't work. Whether it be eagles, birds, or wolves that come out, they just look ridiculous. They just look ridiculous. Mr. Tattoo Man. Even then, he becomes a pushover because at the end, when there's a maze, she's able to find them because she can see the future, but she can also close her eyes and see where people are at, and whatever superpower pulls out of her butt, finds a guy, just cracks his neck. Wow, what a great battle that was. You got Typhoid Mary, where she kisses Jennifer Garner, which I guess is her big moment. Two girls are kissing. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Kills, poisons Jennifer Garner, but then Stick, her master, played by Terrence Stamp. I didn't mention that. Terrence Stamp is in this. General Zod from the original Superman 2. Good actor. Good. Nice to see him in this. He's in it for a couple scenes. Honestly, one of my favorite parts in the movie, because I like Terrence Stamp. I'd rather see a movie about him and his character. Like I said, nice to see Terrence Stamp in there, but I mean, kind of given the typical, you're full of anger, this was a test to see if you can find some compassion, stuff that any number of movies have done the same type of thing. So you get like a good actor, but the dialogue he's saying is just whatever. And so you have lackluster action sequences, you have poor CGI, you have a pedestrian, lame story, you have an annoying girl in Abby. She's my friend. You've only had a few fucking conversations with the lady. How's she your friend? You literally had like 3 conversations, and one of them is you trying to steal stuff from her and break into her house. You've only had a couple conversations, but now she's your best friend. What the hell? And she's just annoying. There's a point where Elektra's meditating and Abby's just doing these weird in front of her to try to distract her. Again, a romance between her and the father that comes out of nowhere, RKO Randy Orton style. Rob Bowman having a lack of energy and precision with adrenaline pumping. That doesn't exist in this dojo. Again, Typhoid Mary poisons Elektra, but it doesn't matter to Stick and his buddies pop in out of the blue. Teleported in, I guess. And, oh, she'll be fine. There's not even, oh my god, I hope I hope she'll make it. We'll see if she can make it. No, she'll be fine, child. Perfectly comes back to life again. I'm like, well, that sounds really damn easy to just come back to life. Well, you got a Lazarus pit in your back pocket? Then there's no sense of urgency if that's the case. So then she finds out the girl's a martial arts prodigy. She tries to pick a fight with Elektra. Elektra beats her. She has shown compassion, so she decides to fight the bad guy on her own terms. Blows up a couple ninjas with a bad explosion. Just poorly rendered. And then fights the main bad guy in probably the worst edited action scene in the movie, where she's in a room with a bunch of bed sheets and they fall on her and like they fall on him, and it's like cut. You can't understand what's going on. You can't even get through one move without 18 cuts or 8 cuts. You can't get through one move without 8 to 10 cuts. Poorly, terribly choreographed and edited. Can't tell anything what's going on. And then she loses that fight. The girl Abby followed her. And then that's where you get the stuff with the tattoo guy that Elektra's able to find him easily, just break his neck. Has another fight with the bad guy. Gets her ass kicked. Then just does one of those scenes where she's able to move and stab him. Like wins by one move. Just learn from Daniel from Karate Kid Part 3. Get your ass hit the whole time and win with one move. And then the Typhoid Mary lady, she's again able to visualize where she's at and just throw aside through like 18 hedges to kill the lady. And as much as you can PG-13 style. Jennifer Garner looks like she went to the same school of acting as Scarlett Johansson would later on as Black Widow in her movie. Monotone, lack of emotion, so that automatically means tough, I guess. Lackluster action, ho-hum special effects, lame story, annoying Abby was annoying as hell. Her dad was a walk-in doormat. He has as much personality as a doormat. Direction, again, Rob Bowman, I'm sorry, you worked better on TV. You worked better on X-Files episodes. You did, dude. Movies are not your forte. Rain of Fire in this one, like, proves that. Although I would watch Rain of Fire over this. And it felt like an unneeded movie. Like, it didn't... What was its purpose of accomplishment? Even the soundtrack sucked. As superficial as it sounds, even the soundtrack wasn't that memorable. I think it wasn't used in the movie much, but I remember getting the soundtrack back in the day because I liked the soundtrack of the Daredevil so much, so I assume I would love this one. There's maybe 2 songs I didn't mind. I can't remember what the hell they were called, though. Because I don't remember them used much in the actual movie. The villains are nothing. Kiryu Tagawa doesn't come back. The Hand doesn't come back into play, really. Really not much like of noteworthy. I mean, even Catwoman gave me more to talk about. Like, you just say Catwoman is worse, but more interesting in how worse it is. So in a way that makes it, in a weird way, better. While this is bland, forgettable, milquetoast. No one's going to... So many times, I bet you will find people that go, I saw this film, but I don't remember anything about it. You hate Catwoman, as I do, but you remember the weird CGI cat, CGI farting with his mouth into Halle Berry's mouth. And Sharon Stone having a weird thing with the cream makes her face hardened, and the screwy basketball scene. You at least remember that to laugh at. So that's why I would say, in a way, I still... Catwoman is technically worse, but at the same time, it's better for how much worse it is. So it's more memorable. And that's why I would put Catwoman above this movie. I guarantee you there'd be people going, I saw this movie, I don't remember a thing about it. Exactly. There's a reason for that. If you want to see an assassin deal with a little kid, watch Leon the Professional. Or hell, Logan later on. Logan. But anyway. Films like this definitely helped kill Jennifer Garner's film career. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later.